Welcome back, guys. Welcome to the channel. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys like the video and don't forget to comment your thoughts on everything I have to say. I'm trying to get better, but I'm also not afraid of someone criticizing me in the comments. Let your opinions and let your nuts hang. Subscribe. Chelsea 1, Benfica 0. Chelsea 1, Benfica 0. Now, to be honest, this was not an impressive performance, but a win is a win. And coming off of, you know, those last string of games we were expected to win and to come out of September with a lot more points, it's good to finally get a win that we're supposed to win on the board. And I don't even care how we get it once we start to build momentum. Because we all know our next game is Liverpool. So, my thoughts on this game, right? Terry George is not a striker. And I don't know what this manager has against certain players, but play Mark Gui. Play him. Whatever his name is, play the boy because Terry George would have like moments in the game where he's supposed to support his teammates trying to create an assist, trying to create a dangerous moment, and he would just ball watch. He wouldn't make the runs, and there was a lot of times when Garnacho was trying to contribute to the team by scoring or let's not say scoring by putting a cross into a box and a couple of dangerous crosses, but no one would even go there and it would just be a waste of a cross. The same was for Neto. Y'all know I'm on Neto's case a lot, right? Because I don't think he's good enough for Chelsea, but I think today he had an alright game. It didn't really wow me, but he was our most aggressive player. So everyone's gonna give him the applause, the oohs and the ahs. I'm not moved by his performance though. He still had an alright game. In my opinion, I don't think he's necessarily ass. I think he's mid. So, I'm just gonna let him. Yeah, he had a mid game. It is what it is. The same thing for Facundo Buonanotte and Garnacho, both mid players. They didn't really move me as much. Garnacho, he can't beat his man for shit. But our sporting directors were so adamant on getting him. I swear, our sporting directors, I get the feeling whenever we're looking for attackers, these guys just go in the transfer market and they just look at GNA, or they just look at a attacker's statistical wheel and then they call it a day. I don't think they give it an eye test a look. I don't think they send any videos to the manager, have the managers or the training staff see if, hey, can you work on this guy's game, or you think it's all done and dusted. I generally don't think that's what they do. And you would think that's what our sporting directors would be doing. Working in cohesion with the manager and the staff. But I digress. I already dropped a video about the sporting directors. Go check that out. Don't forget to like the vid. In my opinion, Esteval deserves more minutes. When he came onto the pitch today, you could clearly see, it doesn't matter where on the pitch this guy is, he's just comfortable, bro. He's just comfortable. He's just comfortable and he's willing to make something happen on offense. Whether that's getting himself into dangerous positions, I do believe he has to work on his final pass, but these are things you can work on and you can add to your game the more you play with your teammates, the more chemistry you have in actual games, not just training. Because everyone knows training is one thing, but the game is the next. So that's why I believe the manager should be starting him a lot more, because he's the winner. He's a winger on our team that literally offers the most right now. Because Palmer's injured, so you can't even call Palmer as a winger, even though we know he's a hybrid between the winger and attacking midfielder. But Esteval, he's our best winger, bro. In terms of just everything you expect from a winger: elusive, fast, strong, way stronger than you guys think. When he tracks back, he's pretty good at pressing. I think that's why the manager. I think that's the reason the manager doesn't really want to play him, because he looks at him as like a defensive liability when he's an attacker for some reason. Because everyone loves, like, the manager and the staff love Neto because he tracks back. But we know the story. Neto only tracks back because he can't really add that much to offense. So that's why he tracks back all the time like that. And Esteval tracks back as well. The only thing I would say that's missing from Esteval's game is crossing, and his passing needs to get some work. You know, like balls in behind, his way to pass, timing. You could see when he's running on the counter and he has players running ahead of him, he's not as confident with getting them the ball unless it's a really simple pass. But I believe with time, and that's why we should start playing him now. Start playing him now, before the expectations get too high, so he could get used to like final balls, through balls, crosses. Just get used to that in his game. Get used to adding that in his game. But all in all, I think he's our best winger and he deserves a start. Throw Neto on the left wing for crying out loud. If since you want such a, because all Neto is a literally Garnacho. And people are not seeing this shit. The only thing is Neto draws back on defense. Garnacho and Neto has the same qualities. Pace. They both rely on their pace. They knock the ball in the front. They knock the ball far ahead and they run. And they try to beat players with pace. That's their go-to on offense. Sit back and think about it. Because both of them can cross. Garnacho put in some really good crosses today. I would say Garnacho is a better crosser than Neto. And he could give cutbacks too. Garnacho and Neto are literally the same players, bro. Let me know if I'm tripping in the comments. Like the video. On the road to 200 subscribers, y'all. Caicedo needs more rest, man. I saw him limping a couple of times in this game, and I don't like to see that. I don't like to see him going under. He played so much games the last season, and it sucks because Lavia is always injured. But if Lavia could just stay fit for at least a month where we don't have to play Caicedo every game, and he gets to have like every other game a rest game, or get a rest for a half, that would be perfect. You know, please, Lavia, build your relationship with God, please. We can't afford you to keep getting injured, man. Even though I like to get on Neto's case. I think he had a pretty alright game. I said it already. Badia Shield, wow. Badia Shield, wow. This guy, Badia Shield, has a wand of a left foot, and when he's on it, passing wise, he's on it. Today, not many defensive mistakes. I don't really think he had any. Let me know if he had one or two, but I don't really remember him having any like bad touches, defensive mistakes. All in all, he was our best center back. Yeah, he was our best center back today. And man, that was a joy to watch. It was finally a joy to watch someone that was a center back that's good on the ball, that scans his options before passing, that assesses the positioning between the defender and his teammates, and his decision making was top. Chalaba, he had an alright game. Still not good enough to start in my opinion. The only reason he's starting is because Josh Chimpong is so young. That's the only reason he's starting. And I can't blame the manager. But one thing I could blame the manager for is our build-up. Why has our build-up regressed from last season? Normally this team would be slicing through a team like Benfica. We would be slicing through Benfica. We would be slicing through like how we sliced through Bayern Munich. We'd be slicing through, we'd be putting a lot of pressure. Oh wait. Cole Palmer's not on the pitch. And our starting three or starting four, Garnacho, George, Buenanote, and Neto. You really expect to slice through teams with that attack? Man, I don't know, man. Like, I understand the manager is trying to rest our players because, you know, he's trying to trust the depth. But this is where you have to look at the sporting directors now, because it's like, man, these guys are not Chelsea level, man. These guys are not Chelsea level, and it's a little annoying. that every season we have to deal with players going in and out and in and out. Pause. For our manager to keep having to rebuild and rebuild and rebuild, we're trying to have the manager build upon, right? And if for whatever reason these porn directors thought, oh, let's get Jamie Gittins. Let's get Jamie Gittins. I thought Jamie Gittins was a 1v1 demon. He does not look comfortable in a Chelsea jersey at all. The Chelsea jersey looks too heavy for him. He looks way more comfortable in a Dortmund jersey. Way more comfortable in a Dortmund jersey. His decision making is horrendous. And it's not like with Neto where he ignores a player because he's like, you could tell Neto was obviously threatened by Esteval. No, Gittins just like he's just so scary. He's just scary. He's just a scary player. He's scared. Scared. And he's already playing bad, so I don't even know why you're that scared. Like you're already playing bad, bro. Like you might as well just try your best. Unless you are trying your best. And if you're trying your best, then you're just not good enough for the club. And you might have to go in the December window, the January window. It might be a quick in and out thing. Because these players are so young, and you can see how young these players are because we have picked up 3 red cards in 3 games. We have picked up 3 red cards in 3 games. Chelsea for 3! Bang! Like, bro, like, that's a record, by the way. That's a record, by the way. No other team in history have done that. 3 red cards in 3 games. But the spawn director is gonna say, don't worry, guys. We don't need experience, guys. Our young players are gonna do it. Don't worry, guys. This is just what comes with having young players, guys. These spawn directors are terrorists, man. And I think it would have been better if Enzo Fernández could have just let his team pick the players. Because I think Enzo Fernández has a better talent ID than the spawn directors we have. And that's their fucking job. It's absolutely their job, and our coach has better talent ID than these spawn directors. So it gets to the point where I can't even blame Enzo Fernández for the team he's picking because he has to rest our starters because we have big games coming up like in Liverpool. Down the line we're going to be playing Barcelona, so you want to make sure everyone's rested for that. Like we have some really big games coming up, so it's going to get to the point where he literally has to rest players. And he's going to be forced to play these players that aren't good enough. I was about to call them bums, but I'm not going to go that far. But this is where we're at for now. Can't really let it do my head in, hurt my head too much. We just gotta play with the cards we've been dealt. You know what I mean? So it's really up to the manager to pull out some master classes until the January window, and then we're gonna have to take out some players out of this lineup, send some players on loan. For left wing spot, I don't know who you could really look at right now. Maybe Semenyo. But other than that, wow. Other than that, yeah. We got a win. A win is a win, and we're gonna move on, man. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe. It's your boy Jacob Jordan. I'm out.